speak about election integrity process. Is everybody gonna speak, or is one person gonna speak?
All gonna speak.
Excuse me?
Yes, sir, we're gonna all speak.
Okay, well, you can come up. The first person is Kevin Kruger, and we'll give you 3 minutes to speak, say what you want to say. And if you're all gonna say the same thing, we get it, we'll understand, so just to let you know.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Gentlemen, my name is Kevin Kruger. I'm just one of thousands of Georgia voters, including many here in our county, who no longer trust the voting on the Dominion voting system because it's inaccurate, unsecure, illegal, and unverifiable to the voter, and an unnecessary financial burden to the counties. Our voting system is unverifiable because it uses a QR code that can't be read by the human eye. A district court found the voting system unviability violates 2 Georgia laws, and the system never produced accurate results for Coffee County in 2020, and it declared the wrong winners in 2022 in the DeKalb District 2 Commission race. The recently unsealed Haldeman security analysis found the system was not designed, engineered, or tested properly for election security, and it cannot be retrofitted for security. The Secretary of State's rebuttal MITRE report has been ridiculed by 29 experts as dangerous and ridiculous. Nevertheless, he has continued conducting secretly counted elections with sealed ballots, even for his own unverifiable primary. The official court of Georgia 21 Tac 2 Tac 334 and 21 Tac 2 Tac 366 are overriding statutes that give the county authority over the conduct of its elections. The governor, Secretary of State, election board have all admitted in court that the counties have that authority. So gentlemen, the choice is yours. You can conduct the next election on secure hand-marked paper ballots, hand-counted with full audits and publicly available ballots, or you can continue to conduct the election on an illegal, unverifiable, inaccurate, unsecure voting system that is an extreme financial burden to the county taxpayers. Your responsibility is to protect the votes of the county residents and not to support the agenda of the voting system vendor or the Secretary of State, who have disenfranchised us with this flawed system. I thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, next up, we have Christy Hayes. Can you just state your name for the record, please?
Hi, my name is Christy Hayes, and I'm here today to correct false information our county may have received from the Secretary of State about the legal authority the county has to conduct its own elections. The Secretary has intimidated counties by claiming that he has authority to dictate how they conduct elections. Meanwhile, the governor and state election board and the Secretary admitted in court they have no such legal election authority over counties. This is Pearson versus Kemp, 11/29/20. The Secretary cites OCGA 21-2-300 for his election equipment authority, but that same statute explains his chosen system violates state law. The U.S. District Court confirmed in an October 2020 order his system is illegal since it does not produce a ballot marked with the elector's choices in a human readable format. That is an example of why the U.S. District Court found the Secretary of State's office flatly not credible. In an August 2019 order, counties are responsible to reduce their election results. The Secretary of State office only accumulates county results for the state. At most, 21-2-300 requires counties to use the same vendor and equipment model types. However, all Georgia counties determine the number of ballot marking devices and scanners they choose to employ with their election servers. OCGA 21-2-334 and 366 are overriding statutes confirming legal authority for Georgia counties. 334 authorizes election boards to use hand-marked, hand-counted paper ballots if they deem the system impracticable. 366 authorized the commissions to buy more optical scan equipment as needed to count the ballots. The current QR-coded voting system is unverifiable to the voters, as Tom stated, was declared illegal by the U.S. District Court, is deemed unsecure by 30 technology experts, and the system even crowned the wrong winner in a 2022 primary. It is obvious the system is not practicable. The board must immediately act to protect voters with a legal, verifiable, accurate, and secure voting system for 2024. Thank you for listening to my concerns, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, next up we have, Lisa Freeman, if you'll come up and state your name for the record, and you have 3 minutes also.
Hi, I'm Lisa Freeman, a county voter here today to correct false information our county received from the Secretary of State about Dr. Haldeman's security analysis and Dominion Voting Systems ICX ballot marking devices, or BMDs. The Secretary claimed the system is safe to use based on the MITRE report that is unsigned, was funded by Dominion, and was produced without any access to a voting system. 29 experts wrote to MITRE's CEO that the report is dangerous and ridiculous. You have also heard the false claim that logic and accuracy testing makes the system safe. In reality, only a single test ballot per ICX is required to be printed. Dr. Haldeman confirms that what Voter GA stated for years, logic and accuracy can be set so it skips cheating on the first in ballots, or sets to only cheat on the day of the election, and no grand conspiracies would be necessary to commit large-scale fraud. Haldeman also confirms that the scanners cannot detect photocopied ballots like those seen by senior Fulton County poll managers during a 2020 hand count audit. Haldeman contends the Dominion ICX BMD was developed without sufficient attention to security during design, software engineering, and testing, and it would be extremely difficult to retrofit security into a system. This bottom line is the BMDs and scanners cannot be made secure with local physical access controls and must not be used in future elections. We need hand-marked paper ballots, hand-counted in public at the polling locations for 2024. I want to thank you all for all of your dedication to the county. I know you all, many of you, and how much time you put into this. I appreciate it. We're all seeking honest elections. For almost 250 years, we fought and lost many lives for this very privilege of having an honest election. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Ms. Freeman.
All right, next up we have Pamela Van Aston? Austin, sorry. You come up, just state your name for the record.
Yes, my name is Pamela Van Alstyne. I'm a county voter here to explain that the recently released Haldeman security analysis, this is in addition to his previous analysis, documented devastating security flaws in our Dominion ICX ballot marking devices and scanners. I want to read some quotes from Dr. Haldeman's analysis that is supported by 29 additional IT experts. And Dr. Haldeman, for any that don't know the name, he is an IT expert. He's been doing this for like 30 years. Number one, there are critical vulnerabilities in the ballot marking devices that can be exploited to subvert all of its security mechanisms. Number two, malware can alter voters' votes while subverting all of the procedural protection practiced by the state. Attackers can alter the QR codes, which, as we know, we cannot read, on printed ballots to modify voters' selections or forge and manipulate the smart cards. Attackers can alter ballots with votes they disfavor by replacing the QR code on the digital ballot images. Number five, attackers can install malicious software on Georgia's BMDs, either with temporary physical access or remotely. ICX malware can still change individual votes and most election outcomes without detection. Attackers can spread malware to all BMDs across a county or across the entire state. Counties have no means to detect malware in their election definition files. that can be easily spread from the state election preparation server. In 2017, the state election server was found to be exposed to the internet for anyone in the world to hack. After the exposure was found, the Secretary of State office wiped the servers without checking for malware as soon as the Curling versus Raffensperger lawsuit was filed. Dr. Haldeman concluded no physical access controls can make the BMDs and scanners secure. We should not use them in future elections. We need hand-marked paper ballots, hand-counted in public at the polling locations for 2024. Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you, ma'am.
And next up is Ben Cliff.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. You come up and state your name for the record, we'll give you 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Ben Radcliffe, and I'm here to join thousands of Georgians, including our friends here, calling for the county to immediately install a verifiable, secure, accurate, cost-effective, and legal voting system. Experts agree that hand-counted paper ballots, hand-counted in public at the precincts and voting centers, is the only safe and secure, viable alternative. I want to make you aware that there are at least 2 hand-counting methods that are available for demonstration. We can arrange for them to come here and hold a mock election and let hand-counted results for the board to experience. One method has shown that one 4-person team can count 100 ballots per hour in an election of 12 to 15 races. A precinct of 1,000 ballots can produce hand-counted results in 3 hours with only 3 teams counting. To count faster, just add more teams. Compare that to Maricopa County, Arizona in 22, where it took 3 weeks to produce results due to mismanagement and problems with the machines, and the results are still in question even today. Public hand counting can be extremely simple, safe, secure, and efficient. In addition, it will result in a major net savings for the county from the costs necessary to license, maintain, certify, test, store, and operate the current electronic voting system. As you know, the current system was declared illegal by the district court, is deemed unsecure by 30 technical experts, and have produced inaccurate results all 3 times it counted the 2020 Coffee County election, and even declared the wrong winners in the 22 DeKalb County primary. We must immediately move to secure the 24 election and regain trust for Georgia voters. Please act now.
Thank you, sir. All right, next up we have Tom Seaman. If you would come up, we'll give you 3 minutes.
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm Professor M. Thomas Seaman. Appreciate this time to share with you. We've been talking with you guys about 6 months now about the need for election security. Back in April, the 1st District of Georgia met, 15 counties, delegates, and passed a resolution to this effect for election vote accuracy. By the way, it was passed unanimously. Delegates from 15 counties. Here's the resolution. Let me share it with you. Whereas voters in Georgia cannot prove their vote is being counted properly using the current electronic voting machine system, and under state law, each registered voter in the state has the right to vote and have his or her vote accurately counted. Whereas voters in Georgia cannot trust the voting results from the mandatory use of unsecure electronic voting machines designed and run by private companies that perform a critical government function. These companies refuse to disclose their software and system components and subject them to public evaluation by claiming it's proprietary and confidential. Whereas Dominion, the largest supplier of electronic voting systems in Georgia, claims they have, quote, unlimited control of all data before, during, and after the election by virtual unlimited control access without government oversight. Whereas certification standards put forth by the federal government under HAVA law by the Election Assistance Commission states, all electronic voting machines connected to the internet have been shown to be susceptible to manipulation through internet and external intrusion to alter votes, vote tallies, and therefore the voter cannot trust the accuracy of their vote. Whereas many countries have stopped the use of electronic voting machines, including the Netherlands in 2007, Germany in 2009, Ireland in 2010, Japan in 2018, and Canada, France, United Kingdom, and Switzerland now all use hand-counted paper ballots. And whereas the system of manually counting paper ballots, which has been used for centuries, enables the observers to easily ensure their votes are accurately counted. One more. Resolved that the First Republican District of Georgia calls upon the Georgia Legislature, the Secretary of State, and the Governor of Georgia to abide by Georgia law and the will of the public to use their authority to prohibit the use of electronic voting machines in the state of Georgia. We urge, instead, the use of paper ballots and manual counting systems to comply with the Voters' Bill of Rights as provided for in Georgia statutes to ensure his or her vote is accurately counted. Constitution says we the people. We the people are coming to you, our county reps, requesting some action for our county. We'd like to request three things. First of all, easy. Pass a resolution. You can use this one as a model if you like, asking removal of voting machines. Number two, we'd ask you to take action to return back to use of paper ballots in our county. And number three, can you put it on the agenda? Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Here's a copy of the resolution.
All right, next up for Connie and Mike Jones, comprehensive plan adjustment. Y'all just want to come up and state your name